Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the Rewind Zone here on RUE MORGUE TV. I'm your host, my name is Yasmina, and on this show I just love talking about my favorite 80s and 90s B horror movies that are sometimes shot on video, sometimes they sound like a trash can, and they just bring me joy, and I know they bring you lots of joy as well. In this episode, we're going to be discussing a well-known franchise in the horror genre, and that is the Ghoulies franchise. And in my opinion, very specifically, the best one, Part 3. Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College. Brup, brup. Brup, brup, brup. Brup. Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College is the epitome of silliness. And I love this one and think that it's the best one in the franchise because, well, I'll give you the best reason. John Carl Buechler, who also did the special effects for the Ghoulies creatures in Part 1 and Part 2, but he also directed Part 3. It came out in 1991. The opening scene 21 years ago, some nerd is reading a comic book called Ghoulish Tales, and in it, he is chanting the words from the pages.
Morlock, Bihar, Atash, Pestle, open now, the porcelain vessel. When
ghoulies are summoned out of an evil toilet. It's just like incredible to me that John Carl Buechler made a toilet for this movie. And then it's present day, and it's prank week at college. So that just turns the silliness factor up to 11. There's lots of chicanery, hijinks, boobs. There is a lot of boobs, lots of xylophone music. So that is exactly what you're in for when you're watching Ghoulies Go to College.
Are you okay in there? Not you, pal. I meant the girl inside.
So frat boy Wes is taking a shit and he finds the comic book Ghoulish Tales. He starts reading from it, and of course the words begin to summon the ghoulies out of their satanic toilet. So he brings the comic book to class, and Professor Ragnar, who is played by Kevin McCarthy from the Twilight Zone movie, is like, "You must pay attention to my class," and so fucking confiscates the comic book. Did I mention that this movie is silly? The ghoulies, they talk.
Ow! Why can't I get union help? Honey, I'm home.
They talk in this movie. Oh, and they're horny too?
Wow, hot cross buns, yum. Yeah.
They're watching Wes fuck his girlfriend, but at the same time, Professor Ragnar is reading from the comic book at his home and then quickly summons the ghoulies to his house via teleportation and lightning. And in a panic, he's like, get out of here. And then they are whisked back to the fraternity house.
Wow, what happened?
After the ghoulies kill Wes, a closet filled with clothes opens onto them. And that's how they get their outfits. And then they find the beer and they drink all of the beer and get wasted, kind of like the Gremlins getting drunk at the bar. And they just totally trash the frat house.
I hate music. I hate all music. I hate my brother. I hate my father. I hate Maggie Hanguli. I hate all kinds of people.
Oh, and then they get in on prank week and they're like, prank week, and join in and start pranking the neighborhood because ghoulies know what pranks are.
Prank week.
Prank week.
Pancake.
Ow.
So the main frat boy, his name is Skip, but I like to call him Dollar Store James Spader. He is investigating Wes's disappearance, and he's also trying to woo his ex, Aaron. Meanwhile, Ragnar figures out that he can control the ghoulies with the comic book, so he summons them, and I guess his main goal in life is to end all fraternity so that frat boys can never do pranks. And so he commands the ghoulies to steal the prank crown, which is this like achievement that is given to a king of pranks every year. And he hates Skip so much that he even wants the ghoulies to kill him. Like, that's pretty fucking dark, bro.
Wait a second.
Take your books. Don't come back.
Professor, come on. You don't think that I had anything...
Correction. You're out sync. Get out. Fisk, Razor, College, goodbye.
So there is also a rivalry frat. So you got like the Gamma fraternity and whatever the fuck their other fraternity is called. And one fraternity thinks that they kidnapped Wes, and the other fraternity thinks that they trashed their frat house. And it's like, oh, unbeknownst to them, it was the ghoulies.
They drank our brews. All 2001.
Brothers, a yank is a yank is a yank. But gentlemen, this is war.
Let's do it.
But first, Wes is dead.
Their outfits are actually really fucking cute. Like the main ghoulie has like a little cap and like college jacket. It's just so fucking silly and adorable that the clothes just like fall on top of them. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, we're dressed. It works. My question is, though, are the ghoulies horny? Because they are peeping toms, like they're peeping on a girl that's like dancing naked, and they're peeping on girls showering, and they're making comments on like butts and boobs. However, they do kill the one girl in the shower with a plunger.
Bikini cut. Yeah.
So maybe they're horny for murder and not sex? I love how Erin's shirt at the end of the movie just magically and ever so neatly is torn in the right places to like sexify her character. Oh, the 80s and 90s. The ending is all about Ragnar being brought back to life from a pile of pus and his giant monster head that talks as his stomach. It's just wonderful. Like, I really want to know how much he was paid to do this movie. Just curious. The first Ghoulies is definitely satanic.
Well, that was fun.
But more about the people. Ghoulies 2 is definitely more about the ghoulies and has more of a creature feature vibe. Ghoulies 4, we won't go there. Ghoulies 3 is certainly the Three Stooges Animal House entry of the franchise.
I am the book. The book is mine.
I think it's actually pretty genius that they brought together ghoulies with frat boys, because like these jabronis basically act exactly the same way. And Ghoulies 3 has quite the cast. It's Matthew Lillard's first movie. Marsha Wallace, aka Mrs. Krabappel. The ghoulies stretch her tongue out and choke her with it. Jason Scott Lee, who plays Bruce Lee in Dragon and in Griff's gang in Back to the Future Part 2.
It's got a 3-beam laser tracking system, a linear autoplay function, and a dual digital audio tape.
Actually, one of my favorite facts of Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College, is Kane Hodder's IMDb character name, which is Man in Rolling Mop Bucket. So I hope you all agree with me on the fact that Ghoulies 3 is the best one in the franchise. It's just perfectly silly. If you want to watch something that is just bonkers, ridiculously fun and silly, not serious whatsoever, and boobies, then this is definitely the movie for your evening. Thank you once again for joining me on this episode of the Rewind Zone here on RUE MORGUE TV, where I talked about Ghoulies 3. Ghoulies Go to College, the best one in the franchise. Fuck part 4 though.
Attention, Haymar shoppers. Clean up on aisle 4.
Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. And I do love reading your movie recommendations for the Rewind Zone. So thanks again for watching this episode on Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College. And don't forget, be kind, rewind, or else the ghoulies are gonna come out of your toilet to tickle your colons.
I want to get you a shirt that says horny for murder.
Horny for murder? I probably shouldn't wear it in public.
Just on the show.
Yeah. Out of the bowl and totally out of control.